Hello and welcome to CFB UK, home of the UK's biggest college football fan page. For the fans, by the fans. And yeah, I'm flying solo today. I've had a couple of last minute dropouts from some of my co-hosts, but it's all right. We'll get through it, no problem. Now, you'll see that I'm not the only person here, and I'll get onto that. And we're actually going to do the intro for the first time with our special guest actually already in the chat. So anyway, so we're kicking off another segment of 4th and 4,000. Why do we call this 4th and 4,000? And why 4,000? Well, if you've not been here before and haven't caught one of the last episodes, we're about 4,000 miles away from the United States of America mainland. And we're bringing you exclusive interviews with D1, NCAA D1 athletes, stateside back to the UK. Now, my guest to my left, right, I don't know which way it's going to come out when we finish recording, but we're really fortunate to introduce you to him today. A model student athlete, both on and off the field. On off days, you'll find this outside linebacker making dreams come true for children in the community across the Virginia area. But on game day, he's handing out nightmares to opposing quarterbacks. See what I did there? A highly ranked prospect for the 2021 NFL draft. I'm really, really pleased to welcome Charles Snowdon from the University of Virginia. How you doing, Charles?
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I think he just paused there, like the exact moment that I was really hoping it wouldn't, but no problem. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Yeah, I'm trying to get used to flying solo on these, but we'll do our best. So
We'll make it work, man.
So what you told me before we started, what you've been up to today so far?
Yes, we just had workouts this morning, so I was up at 5:15. Workouts were really tough. We've been back 2 weeks now, and so workouts really picking up intensity. We had dudes start to drop out, but made it through. And then after that, I had class for 2.5 hours on Zoom, and then just been chilling ever since.
So you've had 2.5 hours on Zoom, and then I've had to put you through another half an hour on Zoom. Really sorry about that.
It's all good, man. It's my pleasure.
So I've got a bunch of questions for you, dude. So I've done a little bit of research. I'm not going to try and say I've done loads because you probably tell me loads of stuff about you that I definitely don't know. But Google's good, and yeah, it's working there. So I'm going to probably start off wrong straight away, but born and raised in Silver Spring, Maryland area. Okay, I'm getting a nod. That's good. For anyone who doesn't know in England where Silver Spring, Maryland is, it is Maryland, but it's literally right on the border of
Washington, D.C. I saw the hat. I saw it.
I'm trying for you, bro. I'm trying.
I liked it. I appreciate it.
Thanks. I have too much sports stuff. Don't have a UVA top yet, but we'll get there. But yeah, got the Nationals. So yeah, basically you're more or less a DC guy. So what was life like growing up in the nation's capital?
Yeah, so I grew up 30 minutes outside of DC. I went to high school in DC, and it's an amazing area, honestly, just in terms of diversity in people, diversity in thought, and also just athletically, in my opinion, obviously it's biased. It's the best. It's the most athletic area of the United States of America. In terms of basketball or football, if you look at per capita, that DC area, it produces D1 dudes all the time. And I'm a real political guy, and being the nation's capital is nowhere better. So, I love it. It's my home, and I can't complain at all.
So, what was a young Charles interested in then growing up as a kid?
So growing up, man, basketball was my one true love. I played football a little bit as a kid. I probably quit football 6 times in my life. Just I hate this, I can't do this, and I would go back the next year.
Oh, really?
But basketball was definitely what I wanted to do. I had a couple of Division One offers for basketball as well out of high school, but none of them were as big as the University of Virginia for football. And I loved basketball, and I also actually was a very big Premier League fan growing up. So, yeah, I still to this day.
Who's your favorite team?
So I got in late, but my favorite team was, and still is to this day, is Man City.
Okay. I was waiting. I was really hoping, because I used to be a season ticket holder for Chelsea, so I was really hoping you were going to say that. But that's okay. Man City's fine. Man City.
Sorry,
I have no
yeah.
problem, Man City. None at all.
It's because Vincent Kompany was my favorite player, like just growing up when I first watched. Like he was a defender. I was a defense first kind of guy, and I just his leadership. I love Vincent Kompany, and that's kind of why.
He is a great player. He's a great player.
Yeah.
So, high school football, you played like most guys, both sides of the ball, but you're a wide receiver. Now, 6'7", you would have been a great big body wide receiver. You know, NFL loves a good. Every team's got a big body wide receiver, but why was your future on the defensive side of the ball rather than the offensive side?
Honestly, just I wasn't necessarily great at changing direction. I mean, in high school, just being bigger than everybody at receiver, like they can kind of just throw it up to you and you'll go get it. Whereas in college, the next level is just not that easy. So my frame was definitely more so suited for defense, and also just, I mean, just that's kind of, I've always, like I said, like growing up, like even in basketball, I've just always kind of loved defense more. And so that's kind of where my heart was, and that's kind of where the coaching staff saw me.
Yeah, is it that physicality that sort of having to, I mean, not that offense isn't physical, but in defense, you're the one making the tackle. So I guess that's more physical position. So 24/7 Sport says you were a 3-star recruit coming out of high school. Now, again, it only lists Virginia as the school for you. You smiled, nod there. How did you find the recruitment process? And did you have offers to play elsewhere that 24/7's not put on?
Yeah, so like I said, like I grew up a basketball guy. I didn't really play or take football seriously until like my junior year of high school. So I never did like summer camps and stuff like that. My summers, my off seasons were always dedicated to basketball. And so, but like in the spring of my junior year of high school, I like colleges started hitting me up for football, and I was kind of confused, but really they'd seen like my highlight tape that I'd made. And then my senior year of high school, I visited Duke, but my Virginia offered me a scholarship in the fall of my senior year, and they were the only school to ever offer me a football scholarship officially. So 24/7, they had it right. It was just Virginia. Only Virginia really believed in me, and that's why I'm forever grateful. And I just owe this place a lot.
And the rest is history. So
exactly.
I have a jersey here that I want to show you. It's not like a super unique rare jersey, but there's a name on the back, which forever with your college career, this name will be tied in a little tenuous way. This is my favorite team.
Oh, I already know who it's going to be.
You know it's going to be.
I think I have an idea. I have a guess in my head.
Go and call your shot.
Is it a Dan Jones jersey?
Oh, come on.
I'm locked in. I know it.
Okay. So, yes, it is a Daniel Jones jersey. And yes, I am a huge New York Giants fan. So, can you tell the viewers why I just held up a Daniel Jones jersey and what links you to this guy? Why was that significant?
Yeah, so like I said, I wasn't highly recruited at all. I was undersized playing Division One football. But my freshman year, we're playing Duke at UVA, and like Duke's kind of one of our bigger rivals. And so it's a back and forth game, the whole game. And then late in the game, our best linebacker his whole body starts cramping. So our coaching staff is forced to put me in. I only played like 3 plays before that, but it's late in the game. They're driving to score, and so I'm putting the game. And so I go out there, and I have a sack on 3rd down that it makes it like 4th and 20, and then they have an incompletion on 4th and 20. But that sack really kind of solidified the victory for us. It was my freshman year, and that kind of really just put me on the scene. And so it was against old Daniel Jones, went on to be first-round draft pick. But that moment right there is kind of where I point to the beginning of my ascent to success in college football.
And I mean, you didn't really give old Dan Jones a break, did you? Because the following season, you had another half. They credited you with half a sack on him.
Yeah.
So just leave our Dan Jones alone, okay? We need. But now, yeah. Well, hopefully, I will talk. Won't go into us too much. But I was just, as a Giants fan, reading some mock drafts, really randomly today, and it had you potentially, just like it could be any 32 teams, being a teammate of his one day. So I'm not going to say any more about that.
One of my so the linebacker that I said who was cramping up, he's one of my good friends. He's actually on the Giants now. His name is Chris Peace. So he plays he plays defensive end for the Giants now.
Yeah, of course he was. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, please feel free to join us. No problem. 100%. So the next question, it might be hold on. Well, you've had some fantastic games since. But what has been your opinion, your biggest standout game during your college career so far on a personal level?
So my biggest standout game, I'll say, was probably we played Old Dominion this year.
That was
and I'm locked in.
We're here. I got you.
Yeah, so I had so again, similar situation late in the game. This one was on 4th down, had a game we were already winning, so I had a game clinching sack, had a couple sacks earlier, TFLs, and so I was kind of just all over the field that day. But my favorite moment was against Louisville my first year when I had a strip sack against Lamar Jackson. And we didn't recover the fumble, but the fact that I hit Lamar Jackson, the fact that I made him fumble, I will never forget that because I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan.
I bet. Okay, I bet you won't. I mean, so you sacked Lamar Jackson and Daniel Jones in your rookie season.
Mm-hmm. But the Lamar Jackson one, technically it was a QB draw, so I didn't get credited with the sack, but I didn't get credited with the forced fumble.
I mean, I didn't. Yeah. Okay. If I had loads of time for research, I might have seen that. But I was like, I didn't see that, and I was like, how did I miss that? My next question was actually Old Dominion. I'll read the question to you either way. Old Dominion 2019, otherwise known as the Charles Snowdon Bowl. 15 tackles. I think you had 3.5 TFLs and 2.5 sacks. And you just did not let up that day. So did you on that day? Do you know what? Who was it? He said Baker Mayfield. Do you know Baker Mayfield? He said the words, I think I'm feeling
dangerous. Yeah.
Was that one of those days, or did you just, when you got on the field, is when you really just seemed to go? I don't know.
I mean, that game, we started off that game so slow. Like, we had no spark. Our offense was struggling, our defense was struggling, and Old Dominion's a team that we should beat. And I don't know, our team just needed a spark, and we just didn't have it. So I just tried my best to go out there and provide something. And the next thing I know, I was a linebacker of the week.
Nice. Well, yeah, you had an insane game. Old Dominion, the highest drafted Old Dominion player, 2019 draft on the Giants.
Oh, wow.
Just segueing in there. Yeah, O'Shane Zimenez.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he can play.
You can. So another game I'm going to bring up, and I know you maybe weren't involved as much as some of the games that we've spoken about, but one of the biggest, or probably the biggest game that you've played in sorry, you might tell me it's wrong, is the bowl win over South Carolina, because it's your one and only bowl win. Not that you've only been there a couple of seasons. What do you recall? Because that wasn't not just a win. Like, that's not really being fair to call it a win. It was a blowout. I don't know if South Carolina was just having a bad year that year, but they're a pretty good big team. SEC. What do you remember from that game and winning your first bowl game in college?
Yeah, so that game was big just because we had great leadership on that team. So like we talked about earlier, Chris Peace, it was his last game. Alameda Zacchaeus, leading receiver in school history, it was his last game, and we wanted to really make sure we sent our seniors out right. But I mean, South Carolina had been saying stuff in the press like we should beat up on smaller teams like Virginia, and states had been saying stuff like that. Everyone's writing us off because the SEC, the big bad SEC. And so, I mean, like, our practice and preparation was absurd. Like, we just thinking back to those practices now just gives me chills. But that intense preparation kind of really just propelled us to victory that week. And it was a beautiful day in Charlotte. And I mean, it was a fun game.
Very fun. Very fun. Yeah. 27 nothing. Wow.
28 nothing.
28 nothing. Sorry. Yeah, insane. But yeah, I only found out actually. I was speaking to a safety for next year's draft from San Diego State, and I didn't realize that from a bowl game, you don't actually you don't get anything. Like you don't get a medal, or you don't get a.
Some bowl, like, so you get a trophy, and then some bowl games might give the players rings. But I think it's like the coach. It's up to the coach to decide whether or not
Did you
he
get
wants
one
to
then,
accept.
or?
Our coach said no, so we didn't
Oh,
get anything.
oh well, plenty more to come. I'm gonna jump a little bit away from football because it doesn't take much delving into you to find out that there's so much more than football to you and your time at Virginia too. So I read about how before home games that you'd often go and make very special visits to the UVA Childrens Hospital. What started that trend of doing that before games?
So, I mean, Virginia, like the University of Virginia, like the football program already kind of had that, tradition in place, and they just kind of offer us like, hey, we're gonna do this on Fridays if you want to go. And so, every week there's kind of like a group of guys that rotate in and out. And so I'm just one of the guys that goes. Like, I mean, like I don't think I've missed a week in my whole career, and it's just fun to just, I mean, we're blessed to be football players and have a platform to be able to make that impact on kids and on families in Charlottesville. So I think it's real important to just give back and just real stay connected with the city and the community. And so like those kids are in there, like they're fighting real battle. Like, they're fighting for their lives, fighting illnesses. And I mean, we'll go in there some days and like kids are just not having good days because, I mean, they can't eat before surgery or their illness isn't treating them well that day. But like just us stopping by, like it can really turn a kid's day around, turn their week around, and their family as well, because the families have to be in the hospital with them for long days, and just seeing that the community cares means a lot to them, and that means a lot to me. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about there's a camp, I've heard of Camp for Children that you're involved in, and as well there's Run Charlottesville.
Yeah, so that was started by two of my good friends actually, or I guess three of my good friends at the university, and they're all track athletes, and they said like they also want to give back to the Charlottesville community, and they said, I mean, they want to do it through sports, and they said, what easier sport is there than running, track and field? And so it's just a run club for just low income kids in the community, and they come out and they get to work with UVA athletes, and I work with the 4-year-olds, and so it's so fun. Just kind of some of them like we have. It's such a wide variety. Like we have some kids that can't be with like they're 10 feet away from their parents. They're like they start crying, and we have other kids that are running off. Like I had this one kid he used to just always just run off just for the sake of running off, and then he realized that I would chase after him. So then he thought it was a game. So then he would just run off just for fun.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, I love it. It means a lot to the parents, kind of gives them a break. And I mean, it's so cool. And the fact that it was started just by 3 UVA students it's super cool.
That's really cool. Now that sounds really lovely. And yeah, it's great to hear how you talk about it so passionately. It's like something that you enjoy to do, where for so many people that I've experienced that it's like a chore. So that's really cool to hear. I'm going to go into a slightly deeper one, if you don't mind. Coach Mendenhall's, one of the things he's really praised, and I know this is one hard to speak about, but he's praised your upbringing and the way your family brought you up. That's the reason he attributes a lot of your generosity and kindness to. I mean, I believe your sister works for a non-for-profit in DC. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And again, also, he says your parents have always been really kind and supportive. And of course, you have a brother to you, DeMonte, who after his mother sadly passed away, he joined your family. And I know it's a hard question to kind of, when generosity and being a nice guy just is second nature. It's not an act. Do you think the coach is right though about your opinion with his opinion of your upbringing and the way your parents brought you up to attribute to the way you are?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my mom, dad, sister, I mean, God, I hope she doesn't hear this, but even she like played a big impact on me, and just in terms of shaping who I am today. And I mean, I won't say like my parents always sat down and said like, you have to do this, that, and the third. They just showed me like they both are just great people, and I've just been able to follow their example. And even my sister, like I still go to her for guidance to this day, especially when I was home in quarantine. She's definitely one of my best friends. And the Montes kind of moved in. It's been a part of the family. And just, I mean, they all just set a great example for me. So the blueprint was right there for me. I just had to follow their lead.
Definitely shout out to mom and pop, because I think
Definitely got it.
they
Oh, you
deserve
got to shout out moms and pops.
always shout out. I know exactly what it's like to have really supportive parents. So yeah, definitely. This is a really lovely quote. Out of all the quotes I read about Coach Mendenhall, about you and your game, the thing I liked the most was, I think he'll be a catalyst of any community in which he settles. He's already done that here. Now that's something that he probably can't say. I'm not gonna say it for him, but probably hasn't said about many players. Not just being a great player, but that applies to on the field and off the field. The word catalyst is definitely a word I've seen in a few interviews about yourself. What do those words mean from your coach to say that he thinks you're gonna, whatever you end up next year, that you're gonna be a catalyst in the community?
I mean, it means a lot. Like Coach Mendenhall has more than enough on his plate, and so the fact that he can kind of see the stuff that I do off the field, that I mean, it doesn't make any difference to his daily life. But the fact that he just pays attention and notices it and appreciates it, I mean, I think the world of Coach Mendenhall. So the fact that he thinks that of me, that definitely means a lot.
Yeah, was great coach and a great guy for sure.
Yeah.
So my last question from this main sort of live section really is 2020. Of course, we're going to talk any interview. We're going to talk like the season is going ahead, because we can't even entertain the idea that's not. What are we going to do for months? I have no idea.
I have no clue.
I know. But your name is, of course, being mentioned a lot, not just around UVA, but around the league. And draftsite.com, again, we're not plugging draftsite.com, but it's one of the more thorough websites in terms of looking at players already. They've only done a 7-round mock draft for next year. It's crazy. But they, in their expert opinion, believe you are number 48, a consensus 2nd-round draft pick in their eyes. But so what's your, ahead of your senior season, what's your thoughts, aims as a team? And then if you could follow up, we need to at least to touch on the NFL draft, the elephant in the room, which is the draft.
So going into my senior year, like every hard workout, everything I've kind of worked for, all just kind of leads to my senior year, my last year. And so last year, I feel like we had a really good year, beating Virginia Tech, our arch rival, and then making it to the Orange Bowl, which is, I mean, that's one of the biggest bowl games there is. So now for our senior year, we just have, I mean, we have it written out. We have 4 goals. 1, beat Virginia Tech. 2, win the Coastal, our division. 3, that'll give us a chance to win the ACC. And then 4, win our bowl game. And so those are just football teams. They can recite those 4 for you. Boom, 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 boom. And then so that's just kind of where my mindset is every day, working for those 4 goals.
Great. And then I'm going to have to ask you again about the draft.
I mean, coming into college, like I had 1 offer, not many stars. The last thing I thought about was the end of my football career, playing the NFL. So, I mean, it's all really cool and I'm really appreciative, but I honestly try not to even think about it. I mean, every day I'm just working for my senior year. The NFL is really just kind of on the back thought of my mind. I make it great, but that's not really where my focus is right now.
That's absolutely fine. But you just knew I had to ask the question.
Yeah, I mean, understandable.
Cool. I've got 2 more questions actually for you. And actually new questions that we put in about a couple of episodes ago. Can you tell me something about yourself that I can't Google? So I could do all the research I want, but I couldn't find this out.
I am I might need a podcast for the way you have more than 4,000. I might need a podcast for the Premier. I don't want to undersell. I love soccer. I've owned every FIFA since FIFA 13. I'm talking in high school. I would wake up at the crack of dawn to watch the Premier League matches in the morning. The day Sergio Aguero had the goal against QPR, I will never forget waking up for that because I was really stressed and thinking we were going to lose. And then I remember my dad, only my dad was awake. I'm literally sprinting around the house with my shirt off like Aguero. I'm talking
love it.
The greatest Premier League players of the last decade. I know them all. I love them all. I cannot emphasize enough how much I love soccer.
Wow. I mean, so I'm from I'm from Newcastle, but I'm not a Newcastle fan. I'm a Chelsea supporter. But the biggest hero around here is a guy called Alan Shearer, who is Alan Shearer. Retired a long time ago, but I think he's got the Premier League record, hasn't he? Still, he's the hero around here. So hold on. So you've got the latest FIFA. You got FIFA 20.
I do.
Are you an Xbox or a PlayStation guy?
PlayStation. Love my P4. Sorry to disappoint.
I have both, but I use it. I prefer Xbox. Well, if I get FIFA 20 and I get PlayStation, I'm gonna have to give you a game sometime.
All right. I'm like that. I don't think I've ever lost in the Virginia football locker room in FIFA. So I'm just letting you know.
Okay. All right. Flex. That's cool. And one other question I've got is, so you're away from home. It didn't really work the other day with the guy I spoke to because he actually only moved. His high school to his college was only 7 miles. So he didn't really move far, and all of his stuff is actually with the family home. But can you show me something that's in your room that is something that's really, really important to you? It could be something that you just carry around with you every day. It could be something. We've had necklaces to one of those rubber band things you use. I said a guy carries it with him everywhere to do stretches and stuff. Do you have anything on you?
I have something in my room. I will probably get made fun of for this, so bear with me.
Unless it's even if it's a teddy bear, then that's still gangster. That's still cool. Oof. What have we got? Yeah, drum roll. Oh, there goes my New York Knicks mini basketball hoop. How bad?
I have a whole lightsaber that
is awesome. Okay.
I'm also a huge Star Wars fan, so this right here, it's hard to see because I'm in the light.
I can see it. No, it's super bright. I can see it.
Darth Vader replica lightsaber.
I love that you were right, I'm going to college. I need to get all my jerseys and my shorts and my cleats and my lightsaber. I need that.
Gotta have my lightsaber.
That's absolutely fine. I'll show you. It just fell off the wall, but this is my thing. Oh, it's not going to show because I've got my stupid background. Okay.
Oh, a Knicks fan too.
Yeah, it's a mini net, and this is where I sit and do work every day, and I put it on the wall. And just when I'm working, typing, writing something, I'll just quickly get the ball and just
start shooting on it.
Just have a few free throws. Yeah. So yeah.
My dad's best friend actually used to coach the Knicks.
Really?
Back in 2012, Mike Woodson. Back when Carmelo Anthony was there.
No, your dad is not friends with Mike Woodson.
Best friends.
That's the last time that we made the
playoffs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's been rumors about him coming back in some capacity, but
yeah, exactly. So I think they're gonna go with Thibodeau as the head guy, but they're talking about bringing him back as an assistant. So
I'd be fine with that. I liked Woodson. I thought he was good. I mean, the last guy who helped us make the playoffs. I mean, I'm not going to be mad at that.
Exactly.
So that was the main section. We've got 2 tiny little sections left. I think we've only got 10 minutes, so that's cool. This is a little game we've got. So we're putting you to the test. So
all right.
Played it in every episode so far. We're about 14 episodes in. We've had 1 10 out of 10. I think the lowest we've had is 4.
Ready.
So let's get it. So I'm going to show you. It's called Guess the Brit. And I'm going to show you 10 pictures of British people or things, and you've got to try and tell me who or what they are.
Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm ready.
I'm not as... Oh, actually, Is this going to work? I hope it's going to. Oh no. Right, I'm going to try and hold it to the camera and see if it's going to work.
Okay. I
This
saw that one.
This is the first time I've done it with the background, because I
Okay.
usually can see the stupid wall in the wardrobe. Okay, this guy is, if you're a soccer fan, I don't even need to give you an introduction. Do you know who this dude is?
That is David Beckham.
Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, we've had people who've not had it, but because you're a soccer fan, then that's easy stuff.
That was easy.
So I'm going to have to think about this, because I don't know how to take this background off. And in future, I'm definitely going to have to learn how to. But anyway, we'll battle through. This lady is the most important lady in the entire country.
I believe that was the Queen of England.
That is the Queen of England. You got the point. Just to brag, do you know what her name is?
Elizabeth?
Yeah. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. All right, 2 out of 2 is music time. Do you know who this Shape of You and Perfect singer is?
It's Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 for 3.
Right, this is the one that's got a few people unstuck. We will give you the name of the actress or the character that she is. If you can tell us either of them, you get the point.
Hermione.
Yeah, I'll give you. Yeah, you can have it. Hermione Granger or Emma Watson.
Emma Watson. I knew it. Emma Watson.
So, I mean, I think you've got a shot at 10 here, you know?
That's.
You've got.
We're not going to jinx it. We're not going to jinx it. Not going to work.
Okay. America's Got Talent.
Simon Cowell.
Yeah. Oh, we're flying through these. Actor. See, he's in so many films. I only know him for his part in the US Office and Thor, but he's been in loads more films, and I'm really doing him a discredit, but I can't remember what.
Idris Elba?
Yeah. What do you know Idris Elba from?
Gosh, I know it's on the top. Like, I've seen movies with it. I just can't think of it. I can't think on the top of my head, but
I can never remember. Right. When you're in the NFL, you will have. Actually, I'm sure he's got a restaurant in Baltimore, and he's only mainly got them in New York within Vegas. But this famous UK chef, you might know where I'm going with it already. When you're in the NFL,
Chef Gordon Ramsay.
You can eat at his restaurant every single night. Yes, sir. So, oh man, that's 7 for 7. Okay, we've got We've got food and drink time. This is the most important drink in England. Do you know what? This is going to be hard with a face. Oh, hold on.
I cannot see it.
Yeah. Because it's not got a face on it, it's hard to do it. Oh, no. Oh. If I move forward.
Is that not coffee?
No.
Dang it. Hold up.
Really British drink. It's a hot drink, you're right.
Oh my God, tea. Is that tea?
Yeah. Tea.
No.
But there you go. Okay. So it works for the ones with faces, but with no face, I've got to come close. Okay. This is like one of the most famous British takeouts. You definitely don't do it in America, although you do it in Epcot. Do you know what this is?
Fish and chips?
Yes. Oh, that was easy.
That was easy.
You ever had fish and chips?
I literally just had fish and chips like 2.5 weeks ago. And it was so good.
So this is for all the marbles. This is one of the most famous English NFL players. He isn't actually in the NFL right now, but he was in the last 2 years. And he won a Super Bowl.
I know who that is.
Boise State, from London, England.
Oh my gosh. Is that Jay Ajayi?
Yes. Smashed it. Wow. Our second ever 10 out of 10. And I'm not going to do disservice to the other guy, but his fiance was sitting next to him for half the interview. I'm not saying anything because I'm not going to do him dirty like that, but that's some effort. 10 out of 10. Wow. Absolutely smashed it. So basically, you're like half British now. So yeah.
I mean, more or less.
Yeah, you like soccer, football, and you call it football as well. So that's brilliant. Yeah. Right, I've got 6 questions left. They're really quick ones. They're called. It's the last section. It's called this or that. So literally, I ask you 2 things, and you've got to choose which one you'd rather. Some of them might sound a bit far off, but it's more like, if you don't think it's applicable, it's more like growing up as a kid. What would you rather have? So my first question is: would you rather win the national championship with Virginia, or be a first-round NFL draft pick, and why?
Definitely win the national championship. Like, that'd be something that no one could ever take away from me. Like, winning a championship for the University of Virginia, like what the school's given to me, to be able to give that back, I pick that in a heartbeat.
That's fair enough. That's been the most popular answer. I will say that. Okay, Heisman winner or NFL Hall of Famer?
NFL Hall of Famer. The Heisman Trophy is cool, and like I'd love to win that, but to be a Hall of Famer, there's only 211 Hall of Famers, I believe. So to be in that select group is elite.
Okay, quick math. Wow. I
could be completely wrong.
11, yeah. Is it 210 or 211? It's one of
you just say it confidently, then nobody will really check.
That's true. That's true. Okay. I will start this question by saying that for anyone who's watching this in the next 12 months, Charles will more than happily play for any team on the 32 list of NFL teams. But just for the purpose of this game, would you rather join a team that's just won the Super Bowl or a team that's just started a rebuild?
Probably a team that just won the Super Bowl, because maybe being a part of a rebuild is like real cool and honorable, but high likelihood you're going to at least go back to the playoffs if you're coming from a Super Bowl winning team. So that's probably, they probably already have a winning culture and everything. So that's probably what I'd want to go into.
That's absolutely fine, but I'll just make you say it though. You even if it's a team starting the rebuild, you're happy going there, right?
Oh, I'm happy to go wherever.
Yeah, see, just for the old future people who's watching this, but yeah, no, I've had both sides. I've had great answers for both. People have said like, yeah, I can hopefully play from week 1 if we're rebuilding, or I've had Super Bowl. I want to be around winners. So yeah, I think both answers are absolutely fine. Number 4, cold weather state or hot weather state kind of guy?
Hot weather state, easily. Not that I don't like the cold, I just prefer the heat.
Is this Maryland? I mean, I've been to DC I've been twice. I've been once in July and September, and it gets hot, but not like Texas hot. But
yeah, exactly.
But
it's it's a good balance of both. Like in the summer, it's hot, and like it'll have days where it's hot. But then, I mean, during the fall and winter, like there's snows during Christmas, and so it's good best of both worlds.
Wow. I never asked. Are you a Redskins? Were you a Redskins fan as a kid growing up, or?
I was. It was tough.
Washington fan.
Yeah, Washington fan. Sorry. Exactly.
Apologies.
Exactly.
I'm going to take getting used to. It's great that they're doing it. I'm really supporting it, but I'm sorry, it's going to take in conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
The Washington team, the DC team. Yeah, you were. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some legends there.
Yeah.
Locker room leader or someone who quietly goes about the business?
I'm definitely a locker room leader. I'm just a real talkative guy. So like I'm always kind of talking. Even when I first got to UVA, when I wasn't like a leader on the team, I was always someone that was just encouraging dudes, like the rah guy. So I would just get energy from just talking and being with other people. So that's definitely me.
Yeah, I mean, I probably didn't ask that question. I feel like I would have known that just from speaking to you and just from hearing about you. So the last question. Now, I'm going to kind of put a little bit of pressure on here because this is the only question, in my opinion, in the whole interview that there is a right and a wrong answer.
Okay.
So we're playing. Follow my narrative here. So you're on an NFL team. You're on an NFL team. You can picture whatever you want. And Roger Goodell rings up your GM and says, "Hey, GM of X team, we want your team to go play one of the games in London this year as part of the London Games. Would you want your GM to say, no, we'd rather play like that extra one game at home in front of the fans? Or would you want to say, yes, we'd love the opportunity to come and play in front of 90,000 fans at Wembley Stadium or Tottenham Hotspur Stadium?
90,000 at Wembley Stadium. From a kid that grew up loving the Premier League, you'd think I would say no to that?
I didn't, but when nobody has yet, I'm waiting for the first person to break my heart and say, nah, I don't want to travel. I'm scared of planes. But yeah.
And it's a long flight, but that'd be a dream come true.
Oh, well, hey, if you're ever in London, then your team comes to London, even it's about 5 hours, but I always go to one game at least every year because it's as close as we can get, really. So
yeah,
if your team comes to London, though, I'm gonna have to hit you up, though.
All right, man. Let me know, man.
Cool, Charles. Well, that's it. That's all my questions. I'm out of questions. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. Just me, but hopefully I've been charismatic enough to carry this interview.
You've done a great job.
Thank you, buddy.
The team on your back.
Sorry?
Said you put the team on your back.
The team on the back. I thought you said give yourself a pat. I was like, about go. Wait, what? Well, I didn't do it, so it's fine. But yeah, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. It really has. You're a terrific player, but more importantly, in my eyes, a terrific guy. And yeah, have a fantastic senior season, dude. And most importantly, stay safe and healthy.
Thank you.
It's a scary time for the whole world out there at the moment. Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's have
Thank you. Appreciate it. Same to you.
All right, I'll sign off for now. But see you later, mate. Thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.